Now, I realise that in the past I've been very hard on you. But that's all over now.
You mean we're back in business?
No, that's not what I mean at all. I won't be involved in anything that might cause trouble.
Well, if you're trying to confuse me, you're doing a good job.
Let's just say that my thinking has changed. From now on, I will be doing my job by the book. Understand?
Whatever you say.
So you see, that's the surprise. You've been, how do they put it, bound over to my custody. Yes, that's it. Well, aren't you going to say anything? We're going to get married.
Don't be stupid, Stevens. Mr. Bennett's going to be here any minute. You! Come on, Stevens. What's the matter? Not scared, are you? I'm blind, remember? Now we're even. You know, there's some blind people who can tell the difference between light and dark. And I'm one of them. At the moment, it seems to be pretty dark. They've turned the lights out, haven't they? Now we're both blind. And I'm going to make sure you stay that way.
Beck tried to kill me. I waited so long. And I couldn't do it.
So he'll be bringing it round on the truck about 5 o'clock, if it's all right with you.
You understand this is only on trial?
Oh, yes, but I don't think you'll regret it.
All right. Thank you, Stanley. It's a very nice thought. Now, I'll notify the gate guard and he can help you move it in.
Thank you, Mrs. Bell.
You wanted to see me, Governor?
Yes. Apparently the women are finding the new Joan Ferguson a little hard to believe. So am I.
It doesn't surprise me.
Good. Because if you think this performance of yours is going to win my support to have you stay here, you're wrong.
I thought the department decided whether or not I stay.
Unfortunately, that's correct. But I'm warning you. Put one foot wrong, and they will be the first to hear about it.
I understand, Governor.
That's all.
Trouble, Governor.
What?
Johns and Stevens.
Again?
And he says, no, not then. He says, now. And I went,
What do you reckon?
2 green.
Well, how about these?
No good. Stink the place out.
Who's asking you?
You'll get yourself sick if you smoke that stuff.
Yeah, well, I'm desperate. I remember when I was a kid, we used to smoke anything, even cabbage stalks. Mum caught us once. She gave us a shock and hiding. Reckon it had stunned our growth.
It did, right between your ears.
Oh, shut up, smartass.
You got no sense of humour.
Look, until we get our buy-up back, you're as desperate for a smoke as the rest of us. So if you're such an expert, get down here and help.
Yeah, you got a point.
Hey, how you doing? Oh, it'd help if we knew the best stuff to use. Yeah, well, why don't you ask Mr. Dobson? He knows all about plants.
one thing's for sure, I'm glad I don't smoke.
Yes, dear.
It's good to see the girls so interested in the garden, Minnie.
Oh, they're interested, all right, Mr. Dobson. So, how are things with the pudding club, huh?
Not bad. Truth, I could do with a smoke, though.
Well, why don't you join the girls at the supermarket?
If I got down on my hands and knees, I'd never get up again. Wishful thinking, anyway. No more fags for me till the kid's born.
Good girl. You know, it's a pity you lot are so isolated. We hardly ever get to see you.
How do you think we feel? Talk about nothing but babies most of the time. It gets depressing.
Forget it. The stuff's too wet. By the time you dry it out, we'll have buy-up back anyway.
Cass, you're on tray duty, aren't you?
Yeah?
I want you to get me something from the kitchen. Do you reckon you could?
Oh, geez, Bobby, I'm sick of getting into strife.
Oh, you won't get caught. Come on, do it for your mates.
Oh, OK. What do you want me to nick?
I'll tell you later.
Amongst the weeds, are we, ladies?
Mr. Dobson, you hit the nail right on the head.
I'm not unsympathetic to what you've been through, Johns, but I can't make allowances for it.
Well, I've got nothing now anyway, so what does it matter?
And the library was in darkness when you arrived.
Yeah, the lights have been turned off at the switchboard.
Yes, Mrs. Morris.
Sorry to interrupt, but Mr. Bennett's still waiting. He's hoping to have a word with Johns.
Well, he'll have to wait until tomorrow. Take Stevens to the hospital and have the shoulder looked at, Mrs. Radcliffe. Mr. Manning, I want Johns kept in solitary.
Come on, Johns.
Well, don't tell me there's more.
Oh, it's nothing serious. It's Mason's a half an hour late back from work.
Oh, well, you deal with it when she turns up, will you, Meg? I haven't got the strength.
Had a rough day?
Huh. It's just that I feel the lunatics are running the asylum.
Well, if Pixie doesn't hurry up, she's going to miss out on dinner.
She's not missing much.
Yeah, probably elope with the bus driver. She's always raving on about him.
That kid's so dizzy, nothing would surprise me.
Hey, you ever noticed how you want to smoke more after you eat?
Food stimulates your taste buds.
This stuff? You'd be kidding.
Hey, did you get the papers? Go ahead, sonny, stash. Did you get the stuff? What stuff?
I hope you haven't done anything to get Cass into trouble.
Of course not.
Good on you. Now, don't you ever ask me to do nothing like that ever again. I was real nervous.
What is it?
Mixed herbs. Should be a real blast.
You can't tell them anything, Judy.
Hey, Jude, there's been some trouble. Blinda's in solitary and Sonia's in her cell. I had to take them their tucker.
What happened?
Oh, I don't know. Blinda's been crying, but Rib reckoned Sonia was going to get her. Well, maybe she did.
That rotten bitch. We've been protecting her. We've been keeping Belinda away from her. And now she got to the kid.
Yeah, now poor little Blinda's in solitary.
Yeah, hang on. We don't know the full story.
We don't need to, Judy. That rotten bitch has had it coming to her for a long time. Now, what are we waiting for? Are we going to show her who's top dog or not?
Yeah, of course. After we've eaten.
I didn't ask for visitors.
You were warned to lay off, Belinda.
Well, you got it wrong.
I don't think so.
Look, she came at me with a spanner. I've got the bruises to prove it.
What, he was trying to fight you off, I'll bet.
Yeah, you going to let her talk her way out of this one, Jude?
No way.
Oh, come on, don't be bloody stupid.
You're on your own this time, Sonia. This isn't my style, Stevens, but it seems to be the only language you'd understand.
All right, get away from her.
Oh, Mr. Manning, she was feeling a bit faint, wasn't he, love?
I said
Would have
move
fallen
back. I need to ask what you three are doing here.
Oh, Sonia was feeling a bit crook. We thought we'd see how she was.
You got something to say about that, Stevens?
No problem, Mr. Manning. Like they said, it was purely a social call, only I didn't have time to tell them how I was hurt.
Johns has admitted she tried to kill Stevens in the library.
Oh, sure, Mr. Manning,
Hold
come.
it, hold it.
All right. Visiting time's over.
I'm real sorry, Sonia. Sorry Belinda didn't finish the job.
Thanks.
Just doing my job. You ask for everything, you get.
Oh, you beauty! How you rolling? Too fat.
How you feel, dear? It's not a nice feeling to play the happy.
You don't know the half of it, Minnie.
What happened? Oh, Sonia was saved by the bell. Manning came in.
Yeah, luckily. Otherwise, I would have beaten her black and blue for something she didn't even do.
Oh, no. Belinda again? I don't know what you're worrying about. I feel like slapping Sonia down every time I see her. Wouldn't have gone astray if you had done it.
Maybe so, but it doesn't alter the fact that I jumped to conclusions because I felt sorry for a blind girl. I'm a great top dog,
Cut
aren't I?
that out. You're human, aren't you? And speaking of being human, busting for a fag, herbal, fag, herbal.